The Prime Minister has specifically broken his silence on what happened in Dadri, what happened in Mumbai when Ustad Ghulam Ali was not allowed to perform. About Dadri, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that it's very sad what happened, but why blame the centre? He's also gone on to say that the BJP has always opposed pseudo-secularism, and it is the opposition and vested interests attached to the opposition that are playing the politics of polarization. This, of course, is the first time we've heard the Prime Minister specifically asked in that interview to ABP News, to Joyanto Ghoshal, about Dadri, and the Prime Minister describing it as sad, as unfortunate, and saying the BJP would never support such incidents, but putting the blame on the opposition for playing the politics of polarization. This at a time when a spate of writers continue to return their national literary honours in protest against what's happening, in protest against what they believe is a shrinking space for dissent and free speech. Did the Prime Minister's words have the requisite healing touch, or were they in effect just another political statement? Let's introduce our panel now. Chandan Mitra of the BJP is with us. Ashok Malik is still with us. Sunil Alag is also here with us. We're very pleased to join, to welcome Dr. Farooq Abdullah, former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, one of our senior most politicians. We're also joined by Mridula Garg, a very well-known author who is among those who returned one of those who raised her voice, in protest about what has been happening.
And did not return.
And did not return. Yeah. Let me start with you, Farooq Sahab. Let me start with you, because even in your state, we have seen, the beef politics that claimed a man's life in Dadri. We are seeing it playing out even in Jammu and Kashmir. What do you make of the Prime Minister's words today? Do you believe that they will give the healing touch?
Well, the Prime Minister is Prime Minister of everyone in India, whether you voted for him or you didn't vote for him. And therefore, when the Prime Minister has spoken, we hope and welcome that he's had finally uttered words which were necessary for the people of this land.
And do you believe that he has, or do you believe he's gone far enough?
I am not one of them who would say that I don't believe it. That would not be a right attitude, and you are not going to trust the Prime Minister in what he says. And I think that needs some sort of a examination of the person. As far as I'm concerned, I am quite happy that he has finally uttered his words and said that this is deplorable. But then his party must also play that part.
Yeah, that's exactly
we have seen what people did in Jammu. For instance, a truck a petrol bomb was thrown on it. And I've seen those boys today in the hospital, in Safdarjung Hospital. One with 30% burns, another person with 50% burns.
And why was the petrol bomb thrown? Because they were
because of the beef, all this.
Because the allegation was that cattle was being ferried in that truck.
Yeah, not necessarily cattle was being ferried, but
it just takes a rumor
anti-Kashmir situation that has been playing, like the Hindu-Muslim divide that is coming in a very big way in this nation, which has not been there. I think Prime Minister will have to, and his party will have to, fight those elements within his party who are trying to divide people, communities.
So you're saying the Prime Minister's words are welcome, but they do not go far enough in controlling his own party motor mouths who have been playing the politics of
I think he has to forcefully see to it.
We have to see.
Can I put that to Chandan? Can I put that to Chandan? Chandan, the Prime Minister today said it's unfortunate what's happened, but what does it have to do with the centre? It's not about the centre. It's about being the Prime Minister of all Indians, one. And two, it's about the BJP. It's about Sangeet Som calling the family of Muhammad Akhlaq a family of cow killers. It's about Yogi Adityanath sending his one of his front groups that says, "Hum tan, man, dhan aur gun ke saath Hinduon ki raksha karenge." It's about Mahesh Sharma calling a murder an accident. He's a minister in the government. So, the Prime Minister can't separate himself from the party, can he?
No, the Prime Minister, as Dr. Abdullah so rightly said, is the Prime Minister of everybody. All of us, a billion plus Indians. He is the Prime Minister of everybody. And therefore, he cannot, at this juncture, talk about the party. He will talk about the party. He will address something to the party, which he has done in a sense. He has said that the BJP disapproves. BJP has never supported actions like Dadri and actions like what happened in Mumbai, for which the BJP incidentally was not in the least involved. But most importantly, he has said that in any case, law and order being a state subject, all these developments, after all, go back to the state government. And in other words, he is telling all states have to take action. And it is a motivated attack on the BJP by all kinds of people, including those who are looking for 15 minutes of fame by ostensibly returning some certificate they got from some academy.
Do you believe the writers who are standing up in protest are looking for 15 minutes of fame, Chandan? Is that what you're saying?
What else? What else? They didn't protest about, as many people have said it. I don't want to repeat it, but on far more serious and heinous situations, they kept quiet because they have been kind of retainers of a particular party and a particular family who are very upset that the BJP is in power.
Chandan, one thing is absolutely clear, that the minorities are feeling threatened. Let's be very straight about it. Let's not mince words. I'm not going to mince words. But the point is, minorities are feeling threatened, and I think BJP has to play a major role in stopping that sort of a situation. This country needs unity, and that is what is important for this country, not only today, but for the times to come. That's precisely what the Prime Minister has said. We have to fight those elements who are trying to divide us. India is not a one-religion state. It belongs to all of us. Whether you are Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, whatever you are Indians. And India needs that protection.
For the second time in 3 days, the Prime Minister has said Hindus and Muslims must unite and fight poverty instead of fighting each other.
But your party must play a major role. Your party has to play that major role.
The Prime Minister is playing a role. I don't understand.
Chandan,
I mean, why you are upset?
That is not enough, Chandan. You have to fight it. At all levels, you have to fight.
What do you want the Prime Minister to do?
You, me, and everyone else.
You are
whether
saying,
they are in literary world,
you are saying there is a sense of fear and apprehension.
Yes, there is definitely fear and apprehension in the minority community.
Okay, can I just get Mridula Garg? Mridula, you have spoken up in criticism of what's happening, but you have actually stopped short, like unlike many of your colleagues. You have not returned your Sahitya Academy Award. How do you read what the Prime Minister has said today?
No, it is not enough at all.
It is not enough.
When he says that the centre cannot do anything, does he mean that he is responsible for the welfare of only those states which are run by a BJP party? What about the other states? He says that the government is not of BJP.
What would you want to hear him say?
I would like to hear him say that he would see to it that his party would stop making, his party members would stop making statements which are detrimental to a feeling of solidarity, and which will fight the fear.
And you don't believe you've heard that today? No, you don't believe you've heard that today? Okay, I just want to get Ashok in, and then Sunil, and also the Samajwadi Party coming in from Lucknow. Ashok, Arun Jaitley today says that this literary revolt is a manufactured revolt and it's politics by other means. Is it fair for the BJP to look at so many writers as being part of some political agenda?
You know, I don't want to go into individual writers. Some of them may be politically opposed to the BJP. Some of them may be philosophically opposed to the BJP rather than politically aligned to another party. I don't think it really matters. I think one has to recognize that in the past few days, the narrative has changed somewhat. And if I were in the government, this would disturb me. This could disturb me as a political challenge. Maybe the narrative has changed not because of actual incidents, but an exaggeration of incidents. Maybe it's changed because somebody is trying to tarnish the government's image. Whatever the reasons, we can debate that. Yeah. But the fact is the narrative has changed. And Mr. Modi's clear and categorical statement today goes some way in addressing that challenge. I would have been happy if the statement from him or from a senior enough minister in the government had come 10 days earlier. If it had come straight after the Dadri incident, rather than a rather confused statement by Mr. Mahesh Sharma, who, to be fair to him, was under multiple pressures. He's the local MP. He's not supposed to be the government spokesperson. He came up with a garbled statement. Then you had an article by Tarun Vijay, which can be best explained by him.
Yeah.
This ended up, and in this entire scenario, you didn't have a clear categorical statement coming from the government, which was not
Do you believe it was categorical today? Ashok, do you believe it was categorical today? Ashok, do you believe it was categorical today? Ashok, do you believe it was categorical today? Because it also spoke about blaming the opposition.
Yes, I think it was fairly categorical. I think it was fairly categorical. He said these incidents are completely wrong, and you have to read this statement where he blames the opposition with Amit Shah's statement, where he says, I disapprove of what Sangeet Som has done.
Okay.
At Dadri, Sangeet Som didn't distinguish himself. At Dadri, Owaisi didn't distinguish himself. At Dadri, Azam Khan didn't distinguish himself.
Oh, Azam Khan didn't.
I believe all of them.
And we'll put that to Naveed Siddiqui in just a moment. Sunil Alak.
You know, all I'm saying is that what did he say and what Amit Shah has said as the BJP, as Farooq is saying, that BJP has come out very categorically saying we don't support any of this as the BJP president.
No.
Now you don't want.
No, the BJP president has, but you have BJP MP, Sakshi Maharaj, Yogi
No.
Sangeet Som
No, 1 second. Barkha, let me finish. The BJP president has said it. The Prime Minister has said it at a national level. You are not saying anything. What did BJP allow in Bombay in spite of Shiv Sena blackening? They said we will make sure that this thing takes place. You have forgotten about what?
Shiv Sena the partner of the
they are not. 1 second. But who allowed it? It's BJP. 1 second. One second. Barkha, no, she'll come in. But who allowed that book launch to take place was BJP.
Mridula?
They said we will protect.
Mridula?
Now, if you are saying in 24 hours everything is going to change,
the Prime Minister says that all this is happening in states where other parties are running the government. Just a moment.
Yeah.
Now, things are happening in Maharashtra for which the Shiv Sena is responsible. If a Prime Minister cannot control its own coalition party, how will he run the government?
They've distanced themselves from Shiv Sena. They've already said, you please want to go alone, go alone.
I think
which one is separating?
Let Chandan answer
Look at the action on the ground. Look at the action on the ground.
No, just a factual point. The function was held after the Chief Minister assured that it would be held. So what's she talking about? What's she talking about?
Chandan, good for Fadnavis that it happened, but the question still remains that image of Sudhindra Kulkarni covered with ink was a terrible image for India.
Of course it was.
It was a terrible.
How is the BJP in any way responsible for that? What has the BJP done? BJP ensured that a function took place.
That BJP is doing right.
No, instead of complimenting the BJP, that a function took place.
Blackening his face.
I don't understand what
please, Chandan, I'm not going to debate with you. Chandan, one of the things is, today, India's name, not only in India, but the rest of the world who saw that picture of him being blackened with ink and whatever is disastrous for us. I can't stand before the other nations and say we are tolerant to everything and that we accept everything that is good for the nation. It has been a terrible disaster for us. And as far as Kasuri is concerned, maybe Pakistan's foreign minister has been foreign minister, but he definitely categorically said very clearly that India and Pakistan will have to have a friendly relation if we have to survive. And he went to say the same thing to Mumbai. I do not know why Shiv Sena did this thing. He was not saying anything against India. Now, how do you feel as an Indian?
What did was before.
It does not shame you and me and everybody here.
It does, sir. But what did BJP do after that?
Therefore, the blackening of the face.
I am not here on a blame game.
That's right.
Nor am I on a blame game. Because if we keep on blaming, we will never get to the bottom of it and try to finish this thing off.
So what Amit Shah has said today, what Modi has said today, nobody wants
My only one request is to both the leaders and to Chandan Mitra and everybody else of the BJP
to move on that.
That for God's sake, get everyone moving in that direction.
Agreed.
If we have to survive as a united India.
Farooq Saab, when the Prime Minister says the opposition is playing the politics of polarization, do you agree with that?
No, I don't agree.
Why don't you?
I'm opposition. I have never played a game where I feel that I'll further destroy the nation. He means
leaders like Azam Khan who says the Indian Muslim is not safe and we'll take that to the United Nations.
Let me tell you. Azam Khan does not represent every Musliman like I don't represent any Musliman.
Neither does
So let's be very frank about it. So, what is he going to take to the United Nations? The thing we must take to the United Nations, all of us together, is terrorism.
Correct.
Nothing else. We should fight for, and we should take the world together if you want to save India and the world from terrorism. That is what is important.
Okay, Ashok, you were trying to say something, and then we'll go to Naved Siddiqui of the Samajwadi Party. Ashok.
You know, I think this blaming the Prime Minister for every incident that happens in a state, let's not get carried away. You take the unfortunate and terrible killing of Muhammad Akhlaq in Dadri. Would it be fair on my part to blame the Chief Minister of UP for the death? Because what can he do? He's sitting in Lucknow governing, and a very unfortunate crime happens. So it's not as if Chief Ministers and Prime Ministers can prevent a crime. It's not like the Prime Minister or Chief Minister of Maharashtra could have prevented the Shiv Sena assault on
I think the Prime Minister is expected, or citizens expect the Prime Minister to do two things. Provide a healing touch and completely not just rebuke and warn, but completely crack down on people like Sakshi Maharaj, Yogi Adityanath and Sangeet Som. That at least we expect the Prime Minister to do. Would you agree with
one
that?
of the things which would have also improved the situation,
yes,
had the Prime Minister taken the helicopter and just gone straight to that town,
to Dadri,
to that family, and to those people who would assemble
let's
there.
not get carried away.
I represent India.
You're saying Farooq Saab is saying. I want to hear what Farooq Saab is saying. I'm going to bring the big Farooq Saab. You're saying Prime Minister, what would have helped was if Narendra Modi had taken a helicopter and gone straight to Dadri. Doesn't even need a helicopter, it's just an hour from Delhi. Gone straight there and said, and done what?
And said, look, I represent India and I have come to tell you this is not going to be tolerated by us as far as India is concerned. Since I represent India, I am here with you, the family, in your suffering I am with you, and those who have done it, they should be given what law is. What law says.
Chandan, please respond.
I swear to you, it would have made a hell of a difference in the nation.
You know, that may sound... Bartha, could I come in here?
How many times have your secular Prime Ministers, all these homilies don't mean anything?
Bartha, could I come in
How
here,
many
please?
times have your so-called secular Prime Ministers, Farooq Saab, gone to such trouble spots? How many times have they visited families? Cite me one instance.
Let's not fight about it. Instead of going there to Dadri, he's saying that this is none of the central government's business.
No, he's not saying that.
He says, what can the centre do?
What has he said?
His words were, what can the centre do?
Don't misinform the public.
What
has he said?
Pseudo-secular.
Just one second. There are two
actions. Politics.
One, I agree with Farooq ji that what Shiv Sena did was bad. Nobody is talking about what BJP did immediately after that. That is,
why not?
No, I'm just telling you, you have said what has he done. BJP took immediate action.
What do you think of his suggestion that he could have...
Very good suggestion. No, one second.
He could have just gone to
I
forget going. He could have picked up the phone and spoken
to his
son.
Let's discuss one or two things.
I don't think that...
No, 1 second. Yeah, let's discuss one or two issues. One is, what did BJP do on the ground? Second, today Amit Shah, as the head of BJP and the Prime Minister, has come out and spoken. You saying, I don't believe it. Now, if at least Farooq ji is saying, you have to give him 1 second.
He said it's not enough.
Not enough. What at least Farooq ji is saying, he is the Prime Minister of India. You want the BJP head, he said it. Now post this, if they do nothing, then you come on TV and criticize them. At least till now, give them a chance. आज शुरू तो किया उन्होंने.
वो तो अब खत्म हो गया.
आज शुरू किया.
आगे हमने क्या करना है वो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट.
बिल्कुल सर, वही
आगे मैं चाहता हूँ कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर
बिल्कुल
will stand firm as he has always stood firm.
I agree with you.
And say, I am not going to tolerate such things in India, and those who will do, the law will be very hard on them, whether they belong to his party, my party, or any party.
That has been said. That has been said, Farooq Saab. The law will take its course. The people who have been arrested, law will deal with them.
Chandan, 1 second. Please understand, Amit Shah and the Prime Minister have
Who
spoken.
says no?
No, on the
Could I finish? Could I say something? But
some people
I don't say anything about that.
Correct.
I say
you are saying understand. Some people don't want to understand.
You were saying not enough.
Ashok, I'm trying.
बिल्कुल
I'm
दोनों
trying.
एक साथ.
Can we just hear Ashok and Naved Siddiqui? Ashok first, Naved Siddiqui after that. Ashok, quickly, go ahead. Ashok, go ahead.
Just one thing. The point is, if you look at the larger picture, there is a fear psychosis being whipped up by some sections, perhaps the BJP's rivals, which is to be expected. That's what political rivals do. But it is also true that some people in the Prime Minister's party or political family have interpreted the mandate of 2014 rather disproportionately in cultural terms.
Fully agree.
I think he has to recapture the narrative.
Okay. Okay.
In the coming days.
Okay. Now, Naved Siddiqui साहब जो प्रधानमंत्री ने आज कहा, उन्होंने आपकी पार्टी को भी एक तरह से ब्लेम किया। एक तो उन्होंने कहा कि ये सेंटर की व्हाट कैन द सेंटर डू, इम्प्लाइंग कि आपका प्रदेश है, आप उसमें रूल करते हैं। दूसरा उन्होंने कहा कि ऑपोजिशन भी पोलराइजेशन की राजनीति खेल रही है। तो आप क्या कहेंगे नावेद सिद्दीकी?
बरखा जी, सबसे पहले तो मैं ये कहूंगा कि मैं फारूक अब्दुल्ला साहब ने जो बात कही है
जी, मैं
पूरी तरह से उससे इत्तेफाक रखता हूं जी। वो ये नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने जो भी बयान दिया है, बड़े अफसोस की बात है कि इतना वक्त लगा दिया उन्होंने, और इतना टाइम लेने के बाद ये बहुत शर्मनाक घटना जो हुई है, इसके बाद इतना वक्त लेने के बाद ये आए हैं और उसके बाद ये इल्जाम हमारी सरकार पे लगा रहे हैं कि उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार, और हम ये सरकार का मामला है। तो ये बताइए, इनका चेहरा नरेंद्र मोदी साहब का इनके बयान से ही साफ हो गया है, क्योंकि ये अपना जब कैंपेन लेके आए थे तो इनका एक ही नारा था, एक ही चीज ये कहते थे कि 125 करोड़ लोग, मैं 125 करोड़ लोगों के साथ हूं, और इनका एक और नारा था कि सबका साथ सबका विकास जी। तो सबका साथ और सबका विकास लेके चलते थे, 125 करोड़ लोगों की बात करते थे नरेंद्र मोदी साहब।
स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का कोई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है, जो आप कह रहे हैं सिर्फ नहीं, इनके बारे में जो कह रहे हैं, तो स्टेट का तो कोई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है ना, सब मोदी जी के ऊपर छोड़ दीजिए।
मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ
चंदन, गो अहेड विद योर क्वेश्चन।
एक छोटा सा और बहुत ही बुनियादी सवाल है कि कानून व्यवस्था राज्य सरकार की जिम्मेदारी है। तो क्या आप कह रहे हैं कि आपके उत्तर प्रदेश में तो राइट्स होते ही रहते हैं, अब हर राइट में अगर केंद्र सरकार आपको हिदायत देने लगे और ये तय करे कि क्या होना चाहिए क्या नहीं होना चाहिए, और राज्य सरकार पर दोषारोप करे, क्या आपको अच्छा लगेगा?
ब्लेमिंग वन अनदर नहीं होना चाहिए।
आपने मेरी बात को गलत तरफ मोड़ दिया, आपने मेरी
बिल्कुल
बात को गलत तरफ मोड़ दिया। और नहीं, आप सुन लीजिए, अरे जनाब सुन तो लीजिए, कभी सुनना भी सीखें। आप लोग डिबेट में बैठते हैं, दूसरे को भी मौका दें अपनी बात कहने का। जी हाँ, आप सुन तो लीजिए मेरी बात। मैं उनसे हिदायत नहीं मांग रहा हूँ, पार्टी उनसे हिदायत नहीं ले रही है। बोल तो रहा हूं साहब, मैं हिदायत नहीं ले रहा हूं। हम उनसे ये कह रहे हैं कि आप मुल्क के प्रधानमंत्री हैं, आप वजीर आला हिंदुस्तान हैं, आपको तो सबसे पहले इस मुद्दे पे आके बयान देना चाहिए और आपको कंट्रोल करना चाहिए ये चीजें।
मैं आपसे सहमत रखती हूँ कि प्रधानमंत्री को पहले बोलना चाहिए था, आई एग्री। लेकिन जो आजम खान के ऊटपटांग बयान आए हैं सिद्दीकी साहब, उनके बारे में क्या कहेंगे? मतलब देयर इज नो डर्थ ऑफ फूल्स इन एवरी पार्टी, लेट इट बी सेड दैट देयर इज नो डर्थ ऑफ फूल्स इन एवरी पार्टी।
एग्जैक्टली बरखा जी, मैं बोल रहा हूँ आजम खान साहब के ऊपर।
सिद्दीकी साहब लास्ट कमेंट।
आजम खान साहब के ऊपर हम ये कहेंगे कि उनका जो बयान आया है, जिसको जिस तरह से मीडिया ने उल्टा घुमा के एक गलत तरह से पोर्ट्रे किया है, एक गलत तरह से पेश किया है। मत सुन लीजिए, यूएन जाने की बात कही है, हंस लीजिएगा बात, सुन लीजिए, हंस लीजिएगा बाद में, हंसिएगा अपने ऊपर। उन्होंने जो बयान,
my last comment is that this is the first time today that the Prime Minister and the head of BJP, Amit Shah, have made a statement.
Should it have come earlier, like Ashok is saying?
We could have come, but having come on the same day, let us give them an opportunity before we start criticizing them. That's all I'm saying.
Mridula ji, when Arun Jaitley says that, when Arun Jaitley says on Facebook that those writers returning their awards are showing an ideological intolerance for the BJP, आप क्या कहेंगे इसमें?
And they are inciting matters.
Can I please? They never allow the writers to speak. See, they don't allow the writers to write or speak.
Arun Jaitley says manufactured revolt.
Shameful statement.
Shameful statement.
Absolutely shameful statement.
Why?
Because the writers are returning their awards, though I have not returned it. They are returning the awards because they feel extremely hurt about two things.
Yes.
The killing of M.M. Kulbergi.
Yes.
And the lynching of Akhlaq. Now this, it is not, you cannot decide when a writer will feel hurt or not feel hurt.
Non-BJP states.
Now
both are
non-BJP ruled states.
Both are non-BJP states, but the fact remains that there is intolerance, atmosphere of intolerance throughout the country.
Yeah.
And the Prime Minister is from the BJP government. So the Prime Minister has to take responsibility for healing it.
Not the
For healing it. For healing, Chandan,
Let
for
me
healing.
complete my sentence.
For healing.
See, the problem is they don't want writers to speak.
Begin with the Chief Minister.
Writers are supposed to write, not speak.
Okay, no, that's not true.
ridiculous.
That's not
another
true.
ridiculous
Okay,
thing.
now 30 seconds to Chandan and Ashok, and then Farooq Saab gets the last word. Chandan, please go ahead.
No, I have nothing more to say. You know, the problem is that some of these people I know, they're obsessed with their 15 minutes of fame.
That's not fair.
That is totally unfair. That sort of a thing should not be allowed to be aired even.
Pathological hatred.
You know, only thing,
you cannot,
Chandan, only point I want to make.
They are gravely discomforted.
One second,
This
Chandan,
is abuse.
Chandan, hold it. The only point I
You
want to
cannot
make.
abuse all writers.
Yes.
Comfort
What I would have
that
done
they
is
enjoyed earlier.
Same thing that
One second,
Mahesh
the
Sharma
award-
is saying.
they're-
That
they're
okay, if they
Okay,
be,
Chandan, one second.
We're all speaking
Chandan,
together.
one last
Let
We're
them
all
not
speaking
write.
together.
My
I think,
opinion
Chandan, it's not
point
fair
is
to say that if a writer is doing this, they want fame.
No, one
writers
last
don't
point
have
is that
fame.
look,
I
एक
have
मिनट,
never asked for
one
the
second.
Farooq
Saab.
अब the
I'm going to
writers
ask for
should
the
have
Farooq
gone
Saab.
to that
Then already
Sahitya
exist.
Academy saying, will you now speak on our behalf because we've taken the award from you? If you don't speak on our behalf, we will return it and come. Did
Have
they
you-
do that?
how do you
No.
know they did
They
not
just
do it?
started doing it on their own. My only point would have been to
Really?
go.
Okay,
So
Farooq
how do
Saab.
you know they didn't do it?
Farooq
They have-
Saab.
then let them come out and say it.
I
Now,
think,
I
I
don't
think
know.
let's not
We have
personalize.
talked
So
to the
let them come
president.
out
I
and
have
say.
talked to the
So
president.
let them come out and say
Of
that
Sahitya
all the
Academy.
writers who started Nayanthara Saigal is related
I
to
really
them.
have to give the last word to
Let's
Farooq
start.
Saab.
Let's
Farooq Saab, you said you agree, you welcome the Prime Minister's statement when he condemns the incident, but you wish he had not made the comment about the opposition, because what is the need of the hour right now?
I think the need of the hour is, in election politics, they should not use communal
Absolutely.
words or communal tendencies.
Agreed.
Because
Absolutely.
unless that is banned or something is done to stop this communalism for winning the votes, this country will go down.
What do you want the
Absolutely.
Prime Minister to do now?
Prime
do you
Minister,
still hope that he will go
I
and meet the
think Prime
family in
Minister,
Dadri?
I hope that the Prime Minister is seeing this program. What I would like Prime Minister to do, to act as Prime Minister of India and say, this is intolerable and I am not going to accept it from any party, mine or any other party.
Exactly.
This is what the Prime
I
Minister
think that is a good note to end the
Yes,
program on, something you
absolutely.
can all agree on.
Fully agree.
Farooq Saab,
We
thank
all
you for summing
agree on
it
this.
up in your typical passionate way. I think we really appreciate you for that. Thank you to Chandan, Naved Siddiqui, Ashok, Mridula, Sunil, and of course to Dr. Abdullah. And by
Abdullah
the
is
way,
more
before
passionate
we
than any
end,
writer.
1 minute, everybody. You were singing some Mata song at the Vaishno Devi
You see,
shrine.
yesterday was
Yeah.
the first Navaratri.
Correct.
Yes,
And I went to Jammu
yes,
because Hindu sentiment is
yes.
part of all of us.
Yes.
I believe all religions are God's religions.
Yes.
And it's not that something is different.
And
so I joined them.
I saw
in
that.
when that this flame goes to Mata.
Yeah.
Every year for 32 years it's been going.
And that is our diversity.
That's what I said.
And that is
what
our
it is.
diversity.
That is what Chandan India is.
Yes.
Yes.
Unity in diversity. Let us maintain that university
course.
of diversity
We fully appreciate.
and make it strong.
It should not. It should not.
Okay, that's
why
true.
don't
I
you
think
tell
let
these,
Farooq Saab have the
these
last word on this. Thank you so much.
Okay, Farooq
those
Saab.
who are returning those.
No, I
Okay,
fully
let us
agree
come
with
back to
that.
the award.
Chandan, I don't know whether you believe in God or not. I think you need to go to Mata Vaishno Devi. You need to go to Mata Vaishno Devi and learn some lessons.
I will say give them a chance.
Okay,
Farooq
I'll
Saab
take a
made
break.
that
Take
When
them
we-
to Mata Vaishno Devi and pray to the Mata that they should get Sadbuddhi.
Oh, come on.
Father Nizamuddin.
I
Okay.
really
Get
think
Sadbuddhi.
Modi and Amit Shah have said something. Give them a
Let's
chance.
listen
If
to
they
Farooq
want to.
Abdullah.
Who's
This is
saying
the
no?
story of India as represented
Give
in
them
what
a chance.
Farooq Saab just told us.
Give
We're
them a
taking a
chance.
quick break. On the other side, in Hyderabad, there's going to be a special light for VIPs. Can you believe that? That story coming up after the break. Yes, traffic light coming up.